College last weekend, maybe one of their most complete matches of the season in 5 sets. And will look to get their 6th win here in ACC play. Starting us right off is Kaya Gordon, and Syracuse will pick up the opening point off that attacking error. Syracuse, of course, led by Bakir Ganesharatnam in his 4th season. Jackie Simpson-Kier in her 5th season as the first chair for the Clemson Tigers. To the back row they go. Diving stab made there by Syracuse. And rising up for that ball, Kate Hansen will knock things up at 1.
Well, Hansen didn't have to do much there. The junior from Dallas, 60 blocks coming into tonight, 2nd on the team. And using her 6'3" frame there over a rather undersized Syracuse team.
Kate Hansen serving here, a middle who Jackson here is not afraid to keep in the back row. Very impressed with her defensive play so far this season. Here's Skylar George for Syracuse. Clemson will start their attack. Once again, they go to the back row for McGrath. Great diving play made there by Maeva in the back row. They go to the pin, a bit of an awkward shot there for Nilla Kerr. And now down the pike for Syracuse. There was a setter swing there for Maeva, and it will go long. Clemson leading 2-1.
And this is an issue that Syracuse sometimes faces a little bit early on, trying to get some of their setters and outsides going as far as attacking the other side. A little bit long, a little bit awry, but that's the name of the game of volleyball.
Maeva to the pin, and Skylar George will get her first kill of the match.
Well, disregard everything I just said. Skylar George right on target for the Cuse.
They call her Sky Money, 2nd on the team with 230 kills, of course, behind Gabby McLaughlin. In ACC play, Skylar George has 8 double-digit kills. Really versatile hitter. Can take a little bit off her serve and off her shots, I should say, as the first service error will go to Syracuse here. They'll give one right back up.
And for Syracuse, that's something they've been somewhat avoiding throughout the ACC play, as Clemson almost had one there.
That will go to the Clemson Tigers, a towering block there. Clemson leading 4-2 here, and another good serve from the Tigers. That'll go for an ace. And once again, Catherine Sant showing what she can do. Not just a setter. She has 25 and now 26 service aces on the season. Here's Maeva, back set. And a swing will go long there for Leia.
And again, another instance where I think Syracuse has just got to go back to the simple basics and get it down on the other side. They're trying to be a little bit too cute here early on, and they're trailing by 4.
Overpass there, and rising up for the kill will be Kaya Gordon out of Belize. And it's a 7-2 advantage here for Clemson. Maeva for George. And now a big swing from Nia Moore, and Syracuse cannot recover. What a start for Clemson.
Great start for Clemson. For Syracuse, this is not going in their favor. Coach Ganesharatnam does a better job of, or says his team does a better job when they prolong some points, have longer rallies. The stamina that Syracuse has been very evident this season, working in their favor. They just haven't had that so far.
George gets stuffed there. Nil Okur with the block, and that's going to be an early timeout called here. 9-2, Clemson in front. We'll be back from the women's building, set number 1, right after this. We're back from the women's building. Clemson leading 9-2 in this first set. Syracuse so far this season hit the ball sub 200 in 9 of their 12 ACC matches so far in the red, with more errors than kills so far as Clemson continues to dominate from the service line. Another ace for Sant.
You got to give Sant credit. She's placing it where Syracuse isn't, but the Orange have got to respond, and they're facing a large deficit early on.
Coach Simpson Keir says if you don't serve aggressively, you're not going to have success against Syracuse, and that was definitely part of the game plan in the week ahead of this game. And that's something that they've certainly brought into this match. But an error will give Skylar George a chance to right the ship here for the Orange. Sant into the middle. Okur with another kill.
Again, I mean, Clemson has not done. They're just placing it in very good spots so far in this game. And I think, at some point Syracuse has to make some adjustments on some of where they are on the court. But a lot of credit goes to Clemson right now.
Here's Claire Luma out of Wisconsin. Server sub. Free ball here for Clemson. Luma the first touch into the middle they go, and another big swing for Okur. Transfer from Michigan State after 3 seasons there, and has become more and more of an offensive threat. Her coach says she's never seen a grittier player than Nil Okur.
Well, she's not the biggest player in town either, but works very laterally, does that well, and that's why Clemson had picked her up. But for Syracuse, after that service error from Claire Luma, another opportunity to get things going here on the offense.
Rana Yamada, one of 2 players from Japan in the ACC. Gildon sets. McGrath was read well, and Mayeva goes over in 2. That's something that is certainly within her back pocket, and she'll usually go with those setter dumps when Syracuse needs points. And down 7, able to get them on the board. Great set here for McGrath, who's looking for a hand, doesn't get it. And Syracuse building some momentum here in set number 1. Sant back to the pin for McGrath, who tried to go inside out there and missed again. Back-to-back attacking errors.
And a great job by Marie Lorio to let that one go right down the line. Could have easily played that one, but good instincts there from the freshman.
So 3 straight points, one off the Yamada serve. Gildon dives to save that one. Mia Moore off the block. Harris Waddy was there.
Zaria Harris Waddy really has stepped up her game since last season, and again, this entire Syracuse team is undersized. Harris Waddy only at 6'1", but very, very athletic, very springy, and the way she got up on that block was very, very good for Syracuse, and the Orange are within 3.
Syracuse took the timeout at 9-2. Syracuse has reeled off 6 consecutive points. They get this set within 3 points. Rana Yamada, strong server for Syracuse, has been really successful in this first set. Sant on the slide there to Okur. And that'll stop the bleeding for the Tigers.
Great placement there by Okur to drop it in the corner. And a little bit of a break in momentum for Syracuse out of that timeout.
Gilda on the error. Tea Maeva will drop back to serve. Maeva coming off a career-high 6 service aces last time out against Miami. A 4-set loss, the number 15 team in the country. Syracuse showing a lot of promise in that match. Here's Addie Raines. Server sub out of Indiana. Sydney Waller from the right side.
And Waller's someone who has that physical block presence that you want. You talk about comparing Marie Lorio, the freshman, and Waller, and I think both of them have seen an increased amount of playing time as the season has gone on. Waller, just with that frame and block presence, presents a bit more of a stature there for Syracuse.
Waller making her 15th start today. Took the back seat to Lorio in the last couple of matches, but says she's open to playing whatever role coach has in mind for her, as she'll get the ball here again. Dug out by Clemson. And a great swing there from Kaya Gordon. Clemson up by 5.
Gordon, someone that has been hot lately, 16 kills on Sunday in that game against UVA for Clemson, career high for Gordon.
A JUCO transfer and just seems to get comfortable, more and more comfortable with each match that she plays. Here's Maeva back to the pin for George. And an easy swing there for Kate Hansen unblocked.
Well, I tell you, Hansen doesn't have the hops that Harris Waddy does, but her upper body power is really, really good for Clemson.
Notched her 400th career kill earlier this season against Virginia. Skylar George will answer right back. George was really clutch in the late stages of that Boston College 5-setter. The last time that Syracuse got a win. That one down in Boston, then they would lose in 4 a couple nights later here at the Women's Building. Once again, Kaya Gordon showing off. Gordon coming off a career-high 16 kills last time out against Virginia, after she came off the bench, as Clemson somehow gets that one back over.
Wow.
Back into the middle they go, and Syracuse will answer right back.
Almost an incredible save by Addie Raines, who had gone down to the ground and used the top of her hand to keep that ball alive, but Clemson couldn't finish the job.
Marie Lorio serves. Sant sets, more, and Syracuse can't recover. Catherine Sant, her coach says, doesn't play for the glory of the setter position, but plays because she's just a natural born leader. As that was a tricky little shot there from Mia Moore. So look, kind of midway through this set, Syracuse might be answering back and climbing their way into this match, but Clemson will be the first. Tigers leading Syracuse 20-13 opening set. Clemson started the season 12-0 in their preseason. It was the first time they did that since 1999, and then really struggled in ACC play. Lost their first 9, but winners of 2 matches in their last 3, and are playing some of their best volleyball right now, as Nil Okur will roof that ball.
Well, she'd agree to that statement you just had, and Clemson has had a really tough schedule, to say the least, and that's why they have not been able to produce the record that they might have wanted to this point in the season. They played Stanford, North Carolina, SMU, Pitt, Miami, FSU. I mean, the list goes on and on of all top half teams in the ACC, and many of them ranked.
Coming off a huge win last time out against UVA. And that Stanford match is really a turning point for their season. Yes, they lose it in 4 sets, but able to take a set off the number 5 team in the country. And Coach Simpson Kier really points to that match as that turning point. And it was no mistake that they would win in straights the following night. Well, 2 nights later against Cal.
And Stanford's as good as it gets, so to take a set from them, even for Syracuse to take a set against Miami, just instills that confidence that you want to see if you're either coach.
Free ball here. Opportunity for the Tigers. Into the middle, Nil Okur again.
Fourth kill of the night for Okur, and she has been dominant up front. Same with Gordon.
Clemson 2 points away from taking set number 1. Maeva, tight set there. And here's McGrath, tries to go cross court. Down the pipe they go for George. Here's a big swing from Moore. And we'll set her up again. This time, makes no mistake, it is set point for Clemson.
And it's a great dig by Marie Lorio, the freshman, to keep that one alive right off the bat for Syracuse. But then Mia Moore stuck with it, and the second chance worked for Clemson.
Claire Luma, the sophomore libero. Takes a little bit off of that one. Battle at the net there, and Clemson wanted a call, won't get it. McGrath misfires.
Well, I will say Syracuse has done a nice job of stopping Mia McGrath, who leads the team in kills. She's got 0 so far, a couple of errors, but it's been the other Clemson players that have stepped up, Gordon, Okur, and that's why the Tigers have built this sizable lead in the first.
Jackie Simpson-Kerr had an extended conversation with the second referee down there, but no challenge, nothing challengeable on that play. 24-15, set point, and one there by Moore. A dominant display, 25-15.
Very, very tough Yellow Jackets team. Top 6 team in the conference. Mia McGrath to start us off here in the second set and ends up in the net. Syracuse takes a lead.
Yeah, for Syracuse, a big area of struggle was the serve pass game and serve receive, and that's something that they'll want to improve upon here. Just starting points off well and providing some isolations on the outside off the immediate first ball.
And just one service ace so far for Syracuse in this game after 15 combined across the 2 games last weekend, as the Orange can't contain it on their own side, and Clemson ties it up at 1. So here is Kate Hansen to send it away for Clemson. Dug out by Yamada. Maeva goes to George, and Skyler fires it right into the hands of Hansen. George again, and she finds the corner. Little long shot for Skylar George, and Syracuse takes back the lead.
That was a really good set there from Maeva. The push set, finding her hitter in George, who provided a bit of a spark midway through that first set, but it wasn't enough.
George with her 3rd kill, started this game with 2 errors and 0 kills, but she's found her groove since. That one is a Clemson point.
That one going off the hands of the Syracuse players there. And we're knotted up at 2.
And it's a problem that Syracuse has been having is the hitting efficiency. Their last 3 games all under 200. And it's a team that averages about a .214 hitting percentage. That ACC average in the low 200s as well. Syracuse just has been having more errors than kills in the last couple of games. And that'll wound up a Clemson point as well. 207 hitting mark for Syracuse, 5th worst mark in the ACC. They have the 6th most attack errors in the conference as well. And this is sort of a weekend where you want to get that number back at least close to 200, if not over 200.
Yeah, in the 9 of the 12 ACC matches Syracuse has played in, that average hitting percentage has been sub 200. It's just been a struggle. They are a bit of a smaller team, and sometimes when they go up against some of these bigger ACC opponents, they can really struggle against the block. But it's just about their hitters getting craftier, smarter with their shots, as you see Bakir Ganesharatnam having a discussion with the second referee right now. And retape job here for Catherine Sant.
That'll be for Lorio for Syracuse.
Right.
Left elbow there. Anyway, we are back ready to go, but you're right. I mean, that hitting efficiency has been low. It's expected with an undersized Syracuse team. But where they really strive is that defense of the digs, and that number has been down as well. So a great effort there by McLaughlin. Clemson shoves it over. Lorio with the dig. Maeva goes over the net. And another ball kept alive by Clemson, at least for the moment, but now they initiated a Syracuse point.
Yeah, it's a really good shot for Maeva. She seems to have a really high percentage when she goes to those setter dumps, just catching the defense off guard.
And Clemson with another point. Neil Oker. 5th kill for her.
Yeah, great performance early on for Neil Oker. 3 great seasons with Michigan State, and such a welcomed addition this season for Clemson.
From Istanbul, Turkey. Senior Oker, and now Syracuse trying to respond. McLaughlin off the block, and a point for the Orange.
And that's the first kill for Gabby McLaughlin in this match.
Yeah, it's something that is not exactly normal for Syracuse. McLaughlin usually involved early on and really the leader in kills and sort of everything if you talk about leadership of this team. A captain along with Taya Maeva, who came over from Nevada. Both of them did, and they're both from California as well. And here they are in Syracuse in their first year, and they have been leading this team to where they are today, and I think a lot of the 5 wins could be credited to those two at least leading the standard, with Skylar George pitching in and some others for sure.
No doubt. Maeva and McLaughlin, when they both left Nevada, they didn't know if they'd ever play with each other again, but they do reconnect here with the Orange, and it's been a match made in heaven.
So Harris Waddy comes up with the point there for the Orange, and now the serve goes back in the hands of Gabby McLaughlin. And Mia Moore goes to the corner, and it's just out. So Syracuse adds another point with a 2-point cushion here in the second set. And a timeout by Clemson here. Syracuse leads by 2.
After review, the call stands as there's insufficient evidence to overturn.
All right, we're back to the women's building, and there was a challenge by Clemson to see if there was a touch there on that last point, and the call stands in the favor of Syracuse. And so Clemson loses the challenge, and Syracuse retains a 2-point advantage with Gabby McLaughlin to send it away for the Orange. They go behind to Moore, and she slams that one down. Mia Moore, senior from Frisco, Texas, just north of Dallas, had 12 kills on Sunday against UVA, and that was a win for Clemson over a tough Cavaliers team, and Mia Moore with her 5th kill of the night. Maeva goes to George, right to Gildon. McGrath, and a free ball for Syracuse. Maeva behind Waller. Dug out. Harris Waddy. Long rally here. And Clemson wins the point. Catherine Sant with the last shove over for the Tigers.
Yeah, those long rallies are usually points that Syracuse is able to find a way to win. Really good transition attack has been a big strength of their squad all season long, but Clemson winning that point.
How about Claire Luma here as well with the dig from the back? And boy, she's been all over the court here as of late. Sophomore from Franklin, Wisconsin, the Milwaukee area. Coming off season high 13 digs at Virginia Tech on Friday, so she's using that towards this game as well. Hansen. Maeva. McLaughlin from the back, blocked by Hansen. Still alive here for Clemson. They go to Hansen once again, and that one's out. Clemson wants a touch, but they award the point to Syracuse.
Well, that's something that Clemson loves to do, feeding Kate Hansen on the slide, but misses her mark there, maybe going for hands, but she leads the Clemson Tigers with a .326 hitting percentage on the season. As this has really been a back and forth second set.
Harris Waddy with the serve for the Orange. McGrath off the block and kept alive for Syracuse. Maeva behind, McLaughlin. Dug out by Gildon. Blocked at the net by Leia. Dug out by Maeva. The Orange can take the lead here. And that goes off of Harris Waddy. Kill for Kate Hansen for Clemson. And Hansen, someone that you talk about hitting percentages, she's been good. .474 with no errors on Sunday, and she has fueled that into today. Just one error, 3 kills for Hansen.
Yeah, in her last 4 matches, hitting the ball at a .431 clip just has been exceptional over the last few matches, and as Clemson has been playing some of their best volleyball of the season.
And she's not doing anything crazy. She's on her toes. She's kind of right in the right position, but just doing everything what seems to look easy from our standpoint. All tied up here in the second. George off the block. And Skyler with her 4th kill. That leads the Orange.
Great job by George getting that one off the block. Good set there from Maeva, pushing it to the pin. All reliable in Skyler George.
Here's Marie Lorio. Line drive serve. George to Maeva. McLaughlin from the back, and she slams it home. McLaughlin's got a couple kills. Starting to heat up a little bit for the Orange, and when Gabby gets going, this whole team gets going.
Yeah, this kill coming from the back row on the C ball. Great set there from Maeva.
Nice dig by Yamada, but a little bit of miscommunication there from the rest of the Orange, and Clemson climbs back within 1. Nico Horning, Matthew Davison here with you in the second set. Clemson was dominant in the opening set, 25-15. And the Orange really stood no chance in that first set. They climbed within 3, but then Clemson kept their foot on the gas pedal. Syracuse has looked much better here in the second set, but Clemson's still hanging tough, and they've tied it up. And a solid crowd as well here on this Friday night in what has been a push to get more fans in here throughout the season. It started with the head coach for Syracuse, Bakir Ganeshratnam, inquiring about ways to get more fans in the building, get some more action. Now they brought in the DJ that sits above the top of the bleachers towards where the players are, and that's added some life in here in between points and sets and timeouts and all of that for Syracuse, and it's added to the flavor here in the women's building, as you can hear right now.
Yeah, Bakir Ganesh-Ratnam did not hold back. Didn't just say there wasn't enough fans attending, and he also called out the fans that were in attendance for not being loud enough. But since then, they've drawn some great crowds.
It's been fun, and the record has improved as well. And a Clemson point. 5-7 in ACC play for the Orange. 8 ACC matches left for Syracuse, and they're 2 wins shy from Ganesh-Ratnam's best.
Yeah, they started 5-4 in ACC play. That was their best start since 2018, but they've lost 3 straight.
So Kaya Gordon leads the way with 8 kills for Clemson. For Syracuse, it's been George and Maeva with 4. McLaughlin has had 2. And Sawana Leao with 3 so far. A service error for Lana Yamada, the starting libero this year in her first season with Syracuse, the junior from Japan who's had quite the story coming here to Syracuse. From Japan, as we mentioned, and then made her way to Central Wyoming College in Riverton, Wyoming, where there's just a town of 10,000 people. So for her to go from a highly populated area in Japan, about a half hour or so outside of Tokyo, to Wyoming, very, very different, and then ended up in Yuma at Western Arizona. And then Syracuse found her, and here she is at the Division I level all the way in New York as the Orange come up with a point.
Yeah, she's been such a big part of the Syracuse defense, just extending points all season long. And her father actually played professionally in Japan for the Japanese national soccer team, so comes from an athletic family.
And Coach Bake as well grew up in Germany and actually knew of the father and at least some of what soccer has meant to that family. So having that connection as well is pretty extraordinary. Harris Wadi with the block in the net. And Syracuse couldn't finish the job.
Earlier in that point, that ball went all the way up to the ceiling, actually hit the ceiling, so Clemson ends up with the point, and that's probably how it should have been.
All right, well, a tight second set here in the women's building. Clemson by 1. It's 15-14 and a timeout on the floor. We'll be back for more second. Back here in the women's building in Syracuse. Clemson leads 1-0, and they also have a 15-14 set 2 advantage as well. Nico Horning and Matthew Davison with you on ACC Network Extra. Harris Wadi out of the timeout, ties it up for the Orange.
Yeah, great shot there, just sending it into the back row and able to catch that end line. Big point out of the media timeout.
Harris Wadi with her second kill. McLaughlin sends it off for the Orange. And Hansen with a little misdirection, but it was out. And Syracuse with another. So the Orange now leads 16-15. Got Otto active with a lot of fans here in the building, and Donnie Freeman, William Kyle showing up as well. Saw him a little bit earlier. They've got a big game tomorrow against Delaware State. Second non-conference game of the season for Syracuse Hoops. McGrath blocks. Sydney Waller, Harris Wadi there at the front of the net. And Syracuse extends the lead by 2. Hansen has been all over the place. Very, very good for Clemson so far in this game, and comes up with another kill there. Matthew, what's impressed you most about what Hansen's been able to do tonight?
I think it's just her versatility. We know the 6'3" frame but also has just great capability playing in the back row. So she's never really subbed off. She's definitely a 6 rotation player and has just been feasting on balls all night long.
One of the staples for Clemson, and Sydney Waller, another staple on the other side for the Orange. That's her second kill of the night for Sydney Waller. 6 kills in Miami. Here's Harris Wani. And McGrath finds Orange on the other side. That's her first kill. Syracuse has done a really good job tonight of preventing McGrath from getting going. 3 errors, no kills up to that point. But now the senior has 1. And she is the kills leader for Clemson. Also the most career kills for Clemson in 4 years with over 1,000. Back and forth we go. Skylar George with her 5th kill.
Yeah, you mentioned McGrath. She's only 60 digs away from becoming just the 8th player to reach 1,000 kills, 1,000 digs in Clemson history. Someone who her coach says just exemplifies everything it means to be a Clemson volleyball player.
Yeah, McGrath really the heartbeat of the team, as Coach Jackie Simpson here describes her as. McGrath's father, Dan, played football at Western Kentucky, so some athleticism in the genes as well, and a timeout here on the floor in Syracuse. 20-17, the Orange have the lead. Clemson takes the timeout, and we'll be back to finish off this second set. Timeout. Orange by 3. Lorio trying to extend that here for the Orange. Dug up by Lorio. And that's off the block and awarded to Clemson.
Yeah, denied the first time. Kaya Gordon took a lot off of that second shot, just tooling it right off the Syracuse block. And Clemson with a coach point there right out of the timeout.
Blocked. Catherine Sant. She's known for her assists and aces on this team, but how about adding some blocks to her resume?
What can't she do? Notched her 12th double-double with 42 assists, 12 digs over the weekend. Showing off her blocking ability as well.
Syracuse toppling on one another. Clemson out of the timeout, 3 straight points.
Well, a well-timed timeout there from Jackie Simpson-Keir, as Bakir Ganesharatnam will hope to have similar fortunes calling a timeout here.
All right, we're all tied up at 20 here in the women's building in the second set. Hansen sends it away for Clemson. Tigers on a 3-0 run. And the Orange come out of the TO with the point, and that sends Skylar George to the line.
Yeah, out of system there, no problem for Syracuse. A big point, they give them the slight edge out of the timeout.
Free ball here for the Orange. Maeva over to McLaughlin. And a big windup by Gordon, but blocked up front by the Orange. 2-point lead for Syracuse.
Kaya Gordon has such a live arm, but as this set has gone along, Syracuse has really had their blocking scheme able to adjust for that. And another block for Soana Leia.
And a great end around there by Oker.
That's kill number 7 for Nil Okur. Just 2 errors on 14 swings, leading the Tigers with a .357 percentage.
George contains Maeva to her longtime teammate McLaughlin. The Orange will do it again here. Gildon sets up more, and it's just out. Syracuse point. So Syracuse 23, Clemson 21. Tigers took the opening set 25-15. It was all Clemson early. Syracuse has leveled things off here in the second set, but trying to finish the job. That's not going to do it. Clemson back within one.
Clemson, a poor pass, but as we've seen all match long, Catherine Sand able to adjust and finds her hitters so effectively. This one going back to Nilo Kerr as Clemson's fighting back.
Lorio. McLaughlin blocked out. Point Syracuse.
Well, if the Orange want to come back into this match from one set down, they'll need Gabby McLaughlin to really pick up her play. That's just her fourth kill, as we'll get a timeout here. Syracuse with the set point.
Clemson calls the timeout. Orange with the set point coming up. So far, Matthew, it's been, Clemson came out of the gates hot. Syracuse just did not look like itself, but you got to give the Orange credit. They battled back here in the second set.
And I think that's such an important skill is problem solving mid-match after you lose the first one is how do you respond in the second. And I think they've made some really good adjustments on their blocking scheme and have played a lot better in the serve-receive game. In that first set, they were just out of a lot of points after the first ball, but here they're really playing well and just 1 point away from evening this matchup as you see Vikir Ganesharatnam talking things over with his squad.
Skylar George, 6 kills for the Orange, number 8 on the right. And Maeva McLaughlin, 4 kills for Syracuse. Gabby McLaughlin, slow start to this game, but has found her groove with 4 kills as of late. And Syracuse definitely needs her involved to have a solid chance at winning ACC games. All right, set point for the Orange. Here's McGrath. Maeva, Harris-Wadi a little bit too long, and Clemson back within one. So now the serve goes into the hands of McKenna Gildon, the junior from North Texas. McLaughlin winds, it's off the block, and Syracuse takes the second set.
Who else but Gabby McLaughlin to seal set number 2, but certainly playing better with each match. Harris-Wadi will get us underway here in this third set. And Kate Hansen was a big part of the first couple of sets, and she'll start off with a kill to get Clemson on the board in set 3.
Hansen's been really, really good tonight, just taking every approach like she's a veteran, and is a veteran more or less at this point, a junior for Clemson, but even on every serve's got that routine down.
Here's Skylar George, and that left pin joust comes back over to the Syracuse side, and Clemson has a free ball here. On the slide will be finished off by Nilo Kerr, despite the effort from Syracuse. So 2-0 here for Clemson to start off this third set.
Sort of similar vibes to what we experienced in the first set. Clemson came out storming.
And maybe it's me. Maybe I'm the jinx whenever I'm doing play-by-play. They're not playing their best volleyball, but they'll get bailed out here with the service error. Matthew Davison joined alongside Nico Horning on ACC Network Extra. We thank you so much for joining us. Marie Lorio serving. Sant to the outside and kept alive from the swing from Gordon. Great defense from Syracuse. Once again, Nil Okur, diving stab there by Sant. Gordon again. And out of system, the Tigers able to go up 3-1 here.
Catherine Sant, another person from an athletic family. Mom played volleyball at Northwestern. Dad played basketball there, and then her sister's playing volleyball in California right now at St. Mary's.
Just a real student of the game, knows when to find her hitters, just reads the defense so well. Missing there will be Mia Moore. And Syracuse will take the 3-2 lead. Skylar George, who started the season off the bench, but really forced Coach Bake's hand, and now has become such a relied upon starter for Syracuse. Sant back for Gordon again, or Moore this time.
Well, Moore and Gordon's got, they both have that signature swing, and it's just so quick and fiery. You know, two of those players really make you think Clemson should be better than what the record shows, 2-10 in the conference play. If they can be consistent, which they have been tonight, 9 kills, 8 kills apiece, they can go a long way.
Claire Luma on the serve. Big swing from Moore again, and it's back-to-back points. This is a Clemson team that really had to go through a bit of a rebuild on the fly after losing their top attacker and Kennedy Wagner, who was well on her way for an all-conference season. They lose her to injury, season-ending injury, and they've really had to learn how to play without her. Nil Okur having one of her best matches of her career.
Nine kills, no errors for Okur. 643 hitting percentage. She's been on it.
Maeva pushes to the pin and read very well by that Clemson block. No chance there on the outside for McLaughlin.
I mean, Okur's had 9 kills. She's also had 5 blocks tonight.
An unreal performance from Okur, and Syracuse will take a timeout. 7 to Taniko Horning here on ACC Network Extra, Cuse TV. Clemson currently leading 7-2 here in this third set. Looking to go 2 sets to 1 up on the Orange. Claire Luma to serve. McGrath will just send that one into the back row. We'll set up McLaughlin again.
Syracuse has got to get McLaughlin consistently going here in the rest of this game. 5 kills, 5 errors. Because you look at what Clemson's doing. Gordon, 9 kills, just 3 errors. Okur, 9 and 0. Moore, 9 and 4. The numbers are just much more consistent on the Clemson side. Syracuse has got it in them, but they've got to step up that consistency going forward.
Ace number 2 for Rana Yamada. Short on that one, and Clemson will go back up by 4. The libero, McKenna Gildon, 6th in the ACC in digs per set, and that is her 12th service ace. Sixth in digs per set, but also 2nd in total digs. Clemson continually one of the top defensive team as McLaughlin can't fit it inside that block. But a lot of credit has to go to associate head coach Taylor Unroe, also the defensive coordinator, former SEC Libero of the Year, and This is the 4th straight season where Clemson has ranked in the top 3rd in terms of digs per set. As Skylar George will answer right back. An important point for Syracuse, 10-5, as George tries to will her teammates on. Maeva, who had 6 service aces against Miami last match. That was a career high. McLaughlin heating up here in this 3rd set here, but still a big hole for Syracuse to try and climb out of, down by 4. Seventh service error for Syracuse.
Service errors piling up from both sides. 7 for the Orange, like you just mentioned, 6 for Clemson.
Maeva for Harris. Waddy who goes long.
Syracuse just in a little rut right now, like we saw in the opening set. Things not moving as freely as the usual. Attacks going a little long. But it takes points that they don't exactly enforce, like that one right there from Clemson, to get back in it.
McLaughlin now in the back row serving. Crucial juncture of this 3rd set. McGrath, good block touch by Syracuse. Maeva, good set to the right side for Sydney Waller.
Waller's definitely been a bright spot tonight, just 3 kills, but a lot of what she does doesn't show up on the stat sheet.
McGrath can't find that back corner. The Syracuse within 3 now.
You know what happens here, Matthew, is Syracuse has done a nice job of stopping McGrath, the leading kills player on this Clemson team. And usually when that happens, the other players don't get as involved. Clemson just done a really nice job of getting their other stars involved, even when their absolute top player isn't doing what it does. And you got to give the Tigers a lot of credit tonight.
Catherine Sant with her 2nd block of the match, just doing it all for the Tigers right now. It's a 4-point advantage restored for Clemson, and McGrath will serve here. Awkward pass there for Yamada, and George can't find that one. Syracuse can't recover. A lot of short points here in this 3rd set. And that's not being a recipe for success for Syracuse. Here's Sydney Waller, good block touch by Clemson. And that will be pushed out of bounds for Kaya Gordon. Zaria Harris-Waddy. In Syracuse's Bandier program at Newhouse, the music program. When she reached high school, had to make a decision whether she wanted to continue with music or continue with volleyball, and she chose music, but still, or chose volleyball, I should say. But
how about you do both?
Yeah, it does both now here with Syracuse, of course, part of the Newhouse school.
Great program over there, relatively new, and for Harris-Waddy to take advantage of that while playing volleyball at a D1 level. Not the worst thing in town. You know, the funny thing is, well, I guess I shouldn't say funny, but Syracuse only hitting 119 tonight. If they're anywhere relatively close to what they average, they're easily leading this thing right now.
No doubt. And it's been a struggle in that department as Kaya Gordon continues to detonate for Clemson. Gordon now a match high 10 kills on 4 errors, 22 swings. Maeva goes over in 2. And despite a strong effort from the Tigers, they can't recover. I don't think I've ever seen Maeva go to the setter dump when her team is ahead. It seems to always be when they are in desperate need of points, but obviously it comes down to circumstance as well. Here's Gordon. Gloria did well in the back row to keep that one alive. Skylar George the dig. Bump set. McLaughlin. Here's Gordon. Goes cross court, but sends it long. Deep float from George. And on the slide once again, Neil Okur. Now up to 10 kills. Coming off a performance a few nights ago. Remember, her season high is 12 kills on the season, so just 2 away from that mark.
Just a great game from Okur. No errors, 10 kills.
Ava for McLaughlin. Biggest swing of the night for Gabby.
That's when McLaughlin's at her best. High above the net, and then going a little bit more vertically than horizontally.
Bump set for McGrath. Floats it over the block. McLaughlin. And now Mia Moore goes long. Syracuse within a couple of points. Trying to work their way back into this third set. No mistake there. Mia Moore, after Syracuse had rattled off 4 of the previous 5 points. Ava push set there for McLaughlin. Wow.
Again, Moore.
Watching Moore has been really fun tonight. You know, if you're a Syracuse fan, but she just has such a live arm. That is kill number 11. 3 different Tigers in double digits in terms of kills. Moore, Gordon, and Okur. Here's McLaughlin. And Gildon can't get to that ball. McLaughlin with 4 kills. Or make it 5 kills in this third set. Syracuse within 2. McGrath sent right back. Great job by Sydney Waller to rise up. The Orange have won 5 of the last 7 points, and now just within 1 point of tying up this third set. Matthew Davison alongside Nico Horning, as it's Gabby McLaughlin to get us back underway. Sant from McGrath, and is able to smartly put that one over the block. McGrath with the deep float. Passed up by George. Waller on this near side. She's been good tonight.
Syracuse played a really tight third set, but Clemson as well has done a nice job of commanding the lead.
Maeva having to dive in for that dig. Here's Sant, and it's Gordon. Or Hansen make that with another big swing, and a 2-point lead restored for Clemson. Ava, the back set for Sydney Waller. Kill number 5 for Waller. No errors, 10 swings. Really strong night for Sydney. Another huge blast for Gordon.
Just a fundamentally strong stroke there from Gordon. Cross court, right over the top. Beautifully done.
Catherine Sant out of Western Springs, Illinois. Bump set here for Skylar George, and she's able to find the touch. We continue to go back and forth, these two teams trading points in the late stages of this third set. Sant back to the middle, and Mia Moore will pick up kill number 12. Server sub Claire Luma into the match. A diving play made there by Glendon. And just pushed into the back by Syracuse. Mia Moore is stuffed! Leia was there.
What a collective block by Syracuse there at the front. McLaughlin and Leia.
23-22, Clemson in front. Moore blocked, bumps it back up. Sant for McGrath. Dug out by Yamada. Here's Moore! Another block for Syracuse! McLaughlin! $23-all. Timeout called. What a match we are being treated to here at the 23-all here in this third set from the women's building. Neither team wants to go down 2-1. Gabby McLaughlin having a tremendous third set. 5 kills, a couple of blocks, up to 9 digs on the match. It's Yamada to get us underway. McGrath. Great diving stab there by Skylar George. Free ball here for the Tigers. Into the middle they go, and Syracuse able to save it again. C-ball, more! And Clemson answers right back. They now have a set point.
Back and forth. This has been a very, very tight third set. I mean, just a lot of bounces that have gone either way, and now Clemson a point away from taking it.
Coach Ganesh Ratnam wants to talk things over. 24-23 Clemson with a set point when we come back. Breaths on that Syracuse bench as they prepare to defend a set point here for Clemson. McKenna Gildon to serve. Passed up by George. Bump set. McLaughlin dug out by Gildon. Here's McGrath. She tried that shot a couple of times. Can't draw the hands of Syracuse. And we're knotted up at 24.
McGrath just been a little bit off tonight. Not the execution she would want. 6 errors, just 2 kills for her.
Kayameva deep float. Passed up by McGrath. Soft little touch there from Hansen. From the back row, it's George. Back into the middle, Hansen. Dug out by Syracuse. Roll shot for McLaughlin. And this is Mia Moore neutralized. Another chance for McLaughlin off the block. Claire Luma. And now McGrath. And Syracuse can't get there. Another set point upcoming for the Tigers.
Well, Waller had touched that. Maeva was expecting to pick it off the ground, and just a tough situation there for Syracuse.
This is Addie Rains, the defensive specialist. As George comes in to pass that one up. Waller over the block. Gildon the set. McGrath, Yamada nearly got that one back up. But Clemson will take this third set 26-24.
In the latter two, Syracuse 25-23 in the second, Clemson by 2 in the third. Sydney Waller out of the intermission leads things off for the Orange.
Yeah, Waller is being a big bright spot for Syracuse. That's her 6th kill. She has no errors on 13 swings, and it was another struggle hitting the ball in that third set. 132 for Syracuse. 7 errors, just 12 kills on 38 swings.
Well, those are not great numbers for Syracuse. Waller's definitely been hitting it the best tonight at 462. McLaughlin goes all the way to the ceiling. Yamada tracks it down, and Maeva keeps it alive. Hansen. She's been very good for Clemson tonight. Tigers save it again. How many times tonight have we seen Clemson save it? Can't do it there, and Syracuse earns the point.
Yeah, well, Clemson #1 in the ACC when it comes to total digs, 6th in digs per set. And, of course, we mentioned it earlier, their defensive coordinator, Taylor Unroe, former SEC Libero of the Year, and she does a great job coaching up all these players in terms of passing and digging.
SEC Libero of the Year, as you mentioned, at Florida in 2013. And then Jackie Simpson here in her 5th season at the helm for Clemson, a 2-time All-American setter at Wisconsin. Syracuse 3-0 here in the 4th. And Yamada keeps that alive. Stuck her arm out. And George fists it over. Syracuse extends it 4-0.
You could see Kaya Gordon just let out a big sigh because she thought she had that .1, but as Syracuse has done all season, just extending rallies, fighting their way back into sets, and they'll need a lot more of that as this match progresses.
And the other thing, Matthew, sometimes all it takes is you making contact with it. Never know if it bounces to another teammate to get it back over or keep it alive, and Syracuse did that on that prior point. Clemson gets their first of the fourth set. Yamada receives. George into the dig of Hansen. Now Gordon, a little Superman move. McLaughlin blocked. Free ball here for Clemson. Oker's had a good night, 10 kills, no errors.
So the setter dumped this time from the Clemson setter, Catherine Sant, and I think they're going to replay the point here.
That's exactly right. Don't see that very often. Maeva behind to no one. It's been that type of night for Syracuse. I mean, they've been close in the last two sets, but just not the functionality and, I guess, togetherness that Syracuse usually plays with.
Yeah, Coach Big often talks about rhythm, finding that rhythm, and they have not found that rhythm so far tonight.
They took a set against one of the best teams in the ACC in Miami on Sunday. Tonight's just looked like a little bit depleted Syracuse team. You got to give Clemson some credit, though. They've come out strong tonight, and they've climbed back within one.
It's been a really heavy schedule for Syracuse here in the month of October. Coming off that road trip to Florida last weekend, I wonder if some tired legs are out there right now for Syracuse.
Sure seems like it. Point there for Gordon. 13th kill for Kaya Gordon.
Tied for the team high with Moore, both with 13, Nil Okur with 10. When Clemson has 3 players with 10 or more kills, they're 9-1, 2-1 in ACC play.
And Syracuse loses at the net as well. Gordon finds the better of Maeva. I mean, here's the difference. You have Clemson's leading hitters, Catherine Sant and Nil Okur, at above 500 hitting percentages tonight. But then you have a couple of others, 3 others to be exact, that are above 200. For Syracuse, that drop-off is evident. McLaughlin, and she's got her 11th kill to tie Skylar George. Both of them with 11 kills and 6 errors tonight. But still, both of them under 200 hitting percentage. My point was, Sydney Waller's only one of 460. Maeva's had a good night as well. But outside of that, the production has just not been there all around for Syracuse.
Yeah, Clemson hitting a really high clip right now. The block just hasn't been there at times for Syracuse and making life a lot easier for the Tigers.
Clemson crews something up here. Okur drops it, and it's saved by Yamada, but can't be dug up by Leia. And Clemson takes the point.
A bit of a hesitation there from Leia. Yamada diving in, but that would have been a tough shot for Leia with her back turned the other way.
George with the receive. McLaughlin. Nice dig by Gildon. Gildon again. Long rally there, but Clemson wins the battle.
Yeah, one of the longer rallies of the match. Kaya Gordon finishing it off despite good effort from Yamada. Clemson fighting their way back into this set. It was Syracuse who jumped out, or Syracuse fell behind went up to that 4-0 lead, but since then it's been all Clemson.
Big wide blocked at the net. And a different choice there by McLaughlin to go down the line, or down the net, but just a little bit too strong. Clemson was down 4-0. Now they've gone on a 7-1 run. 8-5 the score here in the fourth. And Leah comes up with the point for the Orange, her fourth kill. Leah, someone from Vegas, a grad student, played her first 4 years at UC Irvine. Another, I guess technically not a Californian, but from that side of the country as well. Syracuse with quite a few Californians on this team. They got 4.
And their most well-represented state.
Yep.
Sitting next to a Californian.
That's right.
Of course.
Well, you could count Leia as well. Went to high school in the Bay Area, so.
Yeah. Certainly a lot of Californians choosing to come up to Syracuse and deal with this weather, but we respect that.
Well, definitely different. You know, you got to. I think there's a reason why people are here. Athletics, school, whatever it may be. And overcoming the weather is just part of the challenge.
No doubt. And we're still awaiting the first snowfall here in Syracuse, but we're excited for it.
Could be coming on Tuesday. We'll see if that pans out or if it just stays above freezing and produces some rain. And Clemson with another point, 11-6 now.
Gabby McLaughlin, tough ball there off the bump set. That's error number 8, just 11.
In the fourth set, Clemson leads this one 2-1, and things have not looked pretty as of late for Syracuse after a 4-0 start to this fourth set. Nico Horning, Matthew Davison with you. And that one goes way awry all the way to the bench. It's been that type of night for the Orange. In your eyes, I mean, what's transcended things here for Syracuse after the first opening few points to what they've done now, and they've gotten doubled up?
Yeah, I think it's just a lot of unforced errors for Syracuse right now. A lot of good serves from Clemson, which was part of their game plan coming in, being aggressive from the service line. And so far, Syracuse has just not been able to live up to that and respond.
Still plenty of time. Harris Waddy back into the game, and that's why.
Yeah, Harris Waddy a few times this season has really provided a good spark for Syracuse. And now Maeva will get an opportunity at the service line, one of the stronger servers for the Orange.
Nice dig by George. Maeva behind to Waller. And they go to McGrath. Dug up by George again. Another long rally. We've had a few of these tonight. See if Syracuse can brew something up here. They go to McLaughlin, dug up by Gildon. Harris Waddy tipped. Clemson protects. Off the block. Point for Clemson.
That quick strike offense in transition for the Tigers. The Syracuse block just couldn't set up in time. As it's been all Tigers here in this fourth.
And Nil Oker, 12 kills, no errors. Incredible game, 6 blocks as well. Harris Waddy floats it. Oh, what a dig. Catherine Sants. Hansen at the net. Another dig by Gildon, but they're going to rule that it hit the ground. Clemson extremely scrappy, and they're showing why they're one of the best digging teams in the ACC.
Yeah, you're right. And on the other side, Yamada with a good dig on that point.
Yep. I mean, that point showed everything Clemson's done defensively.
Yeah.
And that'll be an ace. McLaughlin. Very, very close to the line, but they award it to Syracuse. That is the third service ace of the night for Syracuse. Big slam goes through the block. Mia Moore. Kill number 16. That leads all players. And the Tigers lead by 5.
Their season high is 15. Has surpassed that now, leading the way for the Tigers.
(15-9) Clemson. All Tigers in the opening set. Syracuse made it close in sets 2 and 3, but Clemson took the third. 2-1 lead for Clemson, looking to close things out here in the fourth. Harris Waddy, a little misdirection. Fourth kill of the night for Zaria Harris Waddy. So here's Emma Ortiz into the game now, the sophomore from Orlando. Had some playing time last weekend, some needed defense against Miami, and Coach Ganesh Random inserts her here. Dug up by Ortiz, all the way to the scores table and just out of the reach for Maeva.
Yeah, Ortiz got a lot of playing time in Florida. She's just a good defender and much needed against some high-powered attacks against Florida State and Miami, of course, and will often sub in when it's Zaria Harris-Waddy's time to serve.
Sawanalea with a kill. So Waller exits and Marie Lorio into the game. Lorio, another youngster, freshman from Ann Arbor. Here's Skylar George. She shoves it over.
Able to find the gap between Sant and Hansen, who had that block set up. George, a smart shot, able to find the floor.
Fight at the net, and Clemson earns the point.
Tough call there on the Joust. Going to rule that Syracuse played it over their side, as Gabby McLaughlin will have a conversation with the referee, but Clemson will take over here 17-12, looking to finish this one in 4.
Maeva behind. And Lorio not happy about that touch. Clemson up 18-12. Getting to that point where Syracuse has got to string some points together to try and contain Clemson.
Yeah, Bakir Ganesharatnam can feel exactly what you're feeling right now. A long way to climb back into this one, 18-12, and a timeout here from Syracuse.
Stoppage on the floor, Syracuse trying to climb back here in the fourth. We'll be back on ACC Network Extra. Fourth set rolls on here in Syracuse. The Orange got a lot of work to do, down by 6. Clemson trying to close things out. Kate Hansen to the net. Florio digs. Syracuse can't quite win the point, and Clemson goes up 19-12.
Well, the road will not get much easier for Syracuse. Coming up next, they'll take on Georgia Tech, top 5 team in the ACC right now.
McLaughlin off the block, trying to keep things alive for SU. And you're right, I mean, this game on Sunday coming up for the Orange, not an easy one against Georgia Tech. Yellow Jackets 7-5 in the ACC, the 7th best record and the best conference in volleyball.
Deandra Pierce putting together a great season for Georgia Tech. 125 kills, 411 hitting percentages. Syracuse climbing back after the timeout here. Now just down 5 points. It's going to be a tough uphill road, but certainly within reach here.
5-point game. George successfully over. And Yamada dives but can't dig it out. That Clemson placement's been perfect all night long. And they go back up by 6.
Yeah, Nil Okur has not missed all night long. 0 errors, 13 kills, 21 swings, 619, by far her best performance in collegiate play.
Unreal performance. McLaughlin is blocked. And they're going to give the point to Syracuse, although it looked like it was off at Clemson and it stayed in, but they might want to check this one.
Still have one challenge in their back pocket, lost one earlier in the match.
And they're going to not challenge. So here is Lana Yamada. Send it off for Syracuse. They trail by 5. So you got Georgia Tech coming in. What do you want to see change from this Orange team going into Sunday?
Yeah, I think you got to rest up. You got to go over some of the film from today. It's been a really balanced attack from Clemson. 3 different players and double-digit kills, and it's not going to change going up against Georgia Tech. They have a few weapons as well. I think a lot needs to go better. Serving, just have 3 aces today. Have struggled passing the ball at times as well, and the block just hasn't been there. Just 6 blocks on the match. And on the match today, Clemson hitting 277, 457 in this 4th set. So those are not numbers you want to give up if you're Syracuse.
Lots to work on, lots to improve on, and the frustration continues here in the 4th. 8-point game here in the 4th set. Clemson 2 points away from winning their 3rd ACC game.
And their 3rd in their last 4. They have
been
really picked up play, and I think it all kind of stems from taking a set off the number 5 team in the country in Stanford, really kind of turning the tides for their season. And you thought if you're Syracuse, you might have a similar story going against the number 15 team in Miami, taking 1 set off of them. That maybe inspires some confidence heading into this match, but they have just looked out of sorts today, the Orange.
Gavin McLaughlin's had a tough game tonight. Trying to go down the line there, couldn't come up with it. I mean, 13 kills is good, but 8 errors. Just a 102, now less than 100 hitting percentage after that error. It's not been her best showing this season. Set point for Clemson. And the Tigers take it. Mia Moore 17 kills on the night for her, and Clemson beat Syracuse 3-1. And the Tigers have won their third ACC game and have won 3 of their last 4, heading to Boston College on Sunday.